The easy way to deliver
Clarity under pressure, the EC³ way. Why do smart teams fly into the ground? In aviation, there is a term for one of the deadliest kind of accidents: controlled flight into terrain. It's when a perfectly functioning aircraft with trained pilots, all systems normal, and no major technical faults flies directly into the ground. Not because the engine failed, but because the situational awareness inside the cockpit collapsed. You sure would have seen this happen in organizations. A meeting where everyone sounds aligned, but nobody's speaking honestly. A project that looks healthy on the dashboard, while the teams quietly know something is wrong. A leadership room where execution is increasing and clarity is disappearing. That's not an intelligence problem, that's a human system problem. Imagine a product team 3 weeks before a major launch. The dashboards are all green, reports look professional, the deadlines are fixed, but something inside that room has changed. You may have been the lead engineer who stopped asking difficult questions. You may have been that junior developer who noticed a risk but decided to stay silent. On the surface, the team looks calm, but underneath, clarity is collapsing. In aviation, we call this loss of shared awareness, and it's dangerous because by the time the warning becomes visible, recovery may already be impossible. But then, why does this happen? Pressure, friends, change human behavior, and not always dramatically, but sometimes subtly. Curiosity decreases, judgment narrows, assumptions increase, and teams slowly stop seeing what matters. Many leaders think pressure only affects performance. It doesn't. Pressure affects perception. And once perception degrades, decision quality follows. That uncomfortable feeling you've had in certain meetings, when the room looks stable, but something feels off. That signal matters. Most modern organizations are obsessed with execution. They want to move fast, deliver faster, scale faster. Nothing wrong, but fast execution with poor diagnosis only accelerates failures. If the team is solving the wrong problem, speed becomes dangerous. That is why I developed the EC³ way, not as a motivation, not as a communication theory, but as a practical way to understand the human systems under pressure. Feel, detect that human signal people always ignore. Find, understand what's really happening beneath the surface of your team. Solve, respond clearly when standard approaches fail. And finally, lead, restore alignment through communication and clarity. Because leadership is not about making decisions. It's about maintaining clarity when pressure begins to distort the system. I once observed a leadership discussion. When the data being projected looked convincing, strategies sounded intelligent, the room was filled with people, experienced people, but something was wrong. No one challenged the direction. Not because everyone agreed, because the environment no longer felt safe enough to question the assumption. The conversation kept moving. The execution plan progressed. The real issue remained untouched. And months later, the project initiative failed. Not because people lacked capability, but because the system lost clarity before anyone could recognize it. So, what's the solution? Next time you walk out of a meeting feeling uncertain, don't ignore it immediately. Pause and ask yourself 3 questions. First, did the participation in the room decrease? Did the normally engaged person become quiet? Second, did curiosity reduce? Did the room stop exploring options and started defending conclusions? Third, did the pressure accelerate the pace of conversation beyond thoughtful reflection? Everybody saying yes, 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 yes. If the answer to any of these questions is a yes, the issue may not be technical. The system may be degrading. In a world increasingly being driven by artificial intelligence, human clarity becomes even more important, because the greatest failures in organization are rarely caused by information alone. They happen when people stop seeing clearly under pressure, focus on what really is happening. Because that mountain is still there. Even when the dashboard is saying everything looks fine, you may fly into one. This is the EC³ way. Clarity under pressure. Feel, find, solve, lead. Do subscribe if you found value, and let's deliver performance beyond expectation. I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaacs, signing off. Jai Hind.